Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another Destiny video and another weekly update. The Bungie weekly update has just dropped, and this is going to be, just like last week, your rundown of everything you need to know. So first up, following suit, all the most recent updates have concerned the upcoming 1.1.1 patch, which is still supposed to hit Destiny before the end of February. The main things, as you may remember or should know by now, is that this patch will bring the long-awaited fix for the heavy ammo glitch. It will also bring with it the recently detailed weapon balancing patch, which will improve pulse rifles and aim to get a few more players using them. Plus, if you saw last week's update, it will also include the new UI feature added to your items page, which allows you to track your various faction reputations right from your menu. So no longer do you need to go and track back to the tower just to find out how you're doing. But in this week's update, they detailed yet more stuff coming to the 1.1.1 patch, and this is yet another thing that people have been asking for a very long time. Now, if you've been playing Destiny for a while, you'll know that when you do a strike mission normally, if you select it from the map, then there's matchmaking. If you go into the strike playlist, be it Vanguard, Rock, Eagle, any of those ones there, they also have matchmaking. However, if you go and do the weekly heroic, which is still a strike, and the weekly nightfall, which is also still a strike, you either have to find a group yourself, or you have to run it alone. Either way, there is no matchmaking. Well, that's about to change. Sort of. Weekly heroics will now include matchmaking. So what that means is that now, when you want to go on that quest to try and get those strange coins so you can go and buy that all-important exotic from Zur, then now you can find some people to help you out. However, that change doesn't apply to Nightfalls. Nightfalls are still as they always have been, which means you still need to find teammates to help you out on those ones. The reason that Bungie said they left that one as it was is simply because of the Nightfall modifier, which means if you lose as a team, you return to orbit. They figured that something like that does still warrant teamwork and communication, so therefore something like that you probably want to pick your team. Whether that changes in the future, and Bungie add matchmaking to that, remains to be seen. But for the time being, coming in this new update, there will be matchmaking for the weekly heroic. So as mentioned, at least you can get some help for those strange coins. Then, there are a few more things worth mentioning in the post, slightly smaller points but still very welcome changes. First up, Zur will no longer forget, in inverted commas, to bring exotic engrams with him. What that means is that once this update drops, every single week Zur will reliably bring an exotic engram, so there'll always be something to spend your motes of light on. On top of that, it said that Iron Banner will work as previously promised, where there will now be a greater variety of maps in the rotation, as well as a couple of new bounties along the way, which is really useful seeing as the bounties have been the same for every single Iron Banner, which is frankly ridiculous. On top of that, strikes and crucible maps are less likely to repeat themselves if you've just played one. So you may well know the pain of going to a strike playlist and doing Fogoth 3 or 4 times in a row. That should change so as to respect the one that you've just done, and in turn give you something slightly more varied the next time round. And lastly, Grimoire cards will now drop supposedly when you expect them to, and not later on or just the next time you log on. And then they ended the post by saying there is some other stuff they do want to talk about before the patch comes out, so do expect to see some more changes added to their list. But for the time being, this 1.1.1 update does still look pretty promising. Fixes for heavy ammo, weapon balancing, ability to track your faction ranks, Vanguard and Crucible marks right from your menu, and now matchmaking for your heroics. Plenty of good stuff, and still supposedly on track for delivery before the end of February. If they are genuinely going to keep that promise and drop it before the end of February, it means we're going to have to see it next week. So watch this space, and you know the second it drops, I'll have a complete breakdown for you guys. But aside from that, that is it for this week's video. As always, if you do want to read this post for yourself, I will leave a link to it in the description box down below. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that like button down below. And if you're not already part of the Arekkz Gaming Nation, then make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single video. Also, if you're not already, make sure you follow me on Twitter as well. I also post a lot of Destiny related stuff on there, plus just generally when I'm playing games or I'm filming things like Nightfalls. If you guys want to come in, then that's how you can get involved. Either way, add me up on Twitter, it's on the screen right now, and thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.